If you find yourself showing up as a watered down version of yourself, if you find yourself people pleasing and not going all in on your big goals based on how you think other people will feel, if you find yourself existing and just going through the motions every day versus thriving and living life fully, this episode is for you. This week, we're going to talk about one way to embrace and live out your villain era. Have you registered for the live masterclass? In a few weeks, I'm going to be teaching a class called The Biggest Reason Positive Changes in Habits Don't Stick and What to Do to Finally Break That Cycle of Starting and Stopping. I'm going to be giving you the system to help you implement positive habits and changes in your life that actually sticks. You're not going to feel like you need tons of willpower and discipline and motivation every single day in order to reach your goals, because the root of all habit change stems from this one key thing that I'm going to be teaching you. If you're on my email list, and you should be getting a link to register. Or you can click on the link in the show notes for my latest podcast episode, go to my website, or click on the link in my bio on social media. I can't wait to see you live. Hi there, my friends. Today we're going to be talking about your villain era. Now, it's not what you think. We're not going to be going around just blowing up our lives and mistreating people and acting like villains. That's not what I mean when I say villain. The changes we're going to be talking about you making today are ones that you may perceive as somehow wrong or villainous because of old self-limiting beliefs, and more importantly, because of societal conditioning. Those are the beliefs that we want to begin to tear down in your life in order for you to create a life that actually excites you, where you're doing the things that you feel intrinsically drawn to do, where you're building and fostering amazing relationships with people who you love and who challenge and support you. When you are showing up in 100% authenticity as you were created to be, not the way the world tells you that you must be. I think by now, it's safe to say that if you are over the age of 25 or 30, you have very likely figured out the big secret. The big secret is that happily ever after is a bill of goods we were sold as children. Be good. Go to school, get good grades, pick a career that makes good money, pick a partner, have kids, devote your life to them, put aside ambition, wait your turn, and balance it all out without complaining. Ignore your needs and your desires and put everyone before yourself. That's what we've been collectively conditioned to believe as women as to what makes for a good life and what makes a good girl. Anything outside of these boundaries is unsafe. It's dangerous. It will cause you to no longer be considered a good girl. And so most of us follow along. We follow the path that is worn down from generations of the women before us who felt as if it was their only option as well. We stay when we should go. We run when we should stand our ground. We dim ourselves and shrink when we should be busting through the door as the biggest, brightest light that we can be. Every now and then, we may try and break away and rebel in some ways. But over the years, it's become acceptable for us to work outside of the home, but not acceptable to be ambitious, not acceptable to have high profile careers and businesses at the same time as being a homemaker, a mother, a wife. We're taught to temper our dreams and desires. Sure, you can go do those things that you dream about doing, but first, make sure it doesn't make your partner feel uncomfortable or less than. Make sure that you're available and present for every single solitary thing your kids even think about doing. And don't set boundaries. It makes you seem mean and selfish. Make sure that if you do manage to be successful in a dangerous way, that you don't tell other people about it, because they're going to think you're bragging. And don't talk about the money you're making or the wealth you're building, because you might make people feel bad about themselves. And whatever you do not share your struggles, your hangups, your emotions, your challenges. Keep those to yourself, because it's embarrassing that you don't have it all together. So then you feel like you're in a silo and you're all by yourself and you're the only one that feels this way. This rhetoric is the whole basis of the concept of the dangerous woman. Changing this narrative is the key to you embracing what you may be perceiving as you being a dangerous villain because of the conditioning. But in reality, it is a life changing mindset shift that will position you to be and to receive everything you were created to. Okay, so there are 7 areas of focus that you cannot ignore if you want to be the redefined dangerous version of yourself. Today, we're going to talk about just one of them, and that is the way that you speak to yourself, your self talk, the sentences, the words that run through your mind on a daily basis, what you say to yourself when you mess up, what you say to yourself when you think you're failing, behind, or falling short somehow, what you say to yourself in response to how other people treat you and speak to you. All of this matters. You can do all of the work that you want to do on your mindset and push through fear to take all of the action. But at the end of the day, if you're talking to yourself in a way that is demeaning, derogatory, hurtful, and just downright mean, you're going to make yourself miserable throughout the whole journey. Here's why the words that you say to yourself matter. You believe them. More so than anything anyone else says to you, you believe your own words, especially the ones that are negative and self deprecating. And more so than anyone else in this world, you spend more time talking to yourself through your thoughts than you ever will with any other human being. So your words are extremely important. Your thoughts, the sentences running through your brain, are extremely important. You can be also, on the flip side, speaking to yourself in a way that is completely blocking your growth in a different way. You could be telling yourself things in a prideful, ego inflated way that blocks your ability to see where changes would serve you in your journey to being the best you that you can be. So it's a two-sided coin. You could be telling yourself that you're always right, that you're smarter than, you're better than, you're more advanced, you're more capable. You could put yourself in a place where your words are your very own blind spot. They stop you from seeing any opportunity where there could be some growth. Either way, either side of the coin, it is always your thoughts. They always create the feelings that you experience, and those feelings always lead to the actions and behaviors that give you the results that you have in your life. That's how powerful you are. That is why when you master your self talk, you become dangerous, because it is then that you start creating the results that blow your mind. You start to be exactly who you were created to be. And that scares some people, while it's going to inspire so many more people. Imagine telling yourself that you're not a good speaker. I think I told you guys before about my friend who is such a powerful woman who was told that her accent didn't sound professional at all. She's a Southerner. I've had clients who felt like their voices sounded funny or weird, and so they wouldn't want to show up and speak. I've met women who spent years telling themselves that they weren't good at leading people, or that their way was the only right way to lead people. Or women who have spent years telling themselves that they weren't smart enough to do the things they really felt a burning desire to do. Or women that were way too smart to ask for or need anyone else's help. Can you see how this self talk, either way, holds you back? It keeps you from doing the public speeches that allow you to share your knowledge that could change someone's life. It stops you from asking for someone else's expertise because you think you know it all. It keeps you playing follow the leader instead of leading the pack. Or it can inflate your ego to where you won't relinquish or delegate to someone who may be better equipped to lead in an area than you are. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to become an observer of your own mind. Catch the things that you say to yourself, the seemingly innocent, I'm so stupid, the I always mess ups, the I'll never get this right, the they shoulds. Catch them all. Notice how they make you feel when you think them. Notice yourself holding back, dimming, shrinking when you think them. Or notice how your head gets big and you stop seeing your own shortcomings. Notice how you downgrade your goals and settle for less, or how you bulldoze over everyone and everything to get what you want. Notice how you try and downplay who you truly want to be, or notice how you've spent years putting on the performance of a lifetime to maintain an appearance versus being exactly who you were meant to be, 100% authentically you. Take your time with this. Be kind to yourself. Even with this work, you're going to find yourself reprimanding yourself for somehow doing it wrong. That's not what I want you to do here. I want you to begin to observe and notice so that you begin the process of unwinding and changing. Once you notice how many times a day you say things to yourself that do not serve your higher self, you may be shocked. You may even be angry at yourself. You're allowed to feel shock, but do not grapple and spend time with anger. You don't know what you don't know. Now you have information that you can use to grow, to stretch, to be better than you were yesterday. So don't be mad at yourself for something that you didn't know about and you didn't even think about. It's a waste of your time and energy. We're all about the self-talk now. We know about it. Now we're going to address it and do something about it, because that is what dangerous women do. All right, my friends, that's it. That's your only homework, to observe the things that you say to yourself, your self-talk. You don't have to try to change it now by beating yourself up. Just notice it. This is one of the 7 areas we're going to be talking about that you must address in order to get the best out of yourself in your life, in order to be dangerous. So please don't skip over this step. We've got some exciting things coming up over the next few months as we get ready for 2023. We've got the masterclass in October and what I'm calling hot seat coaching in November, where you can bring your burning questions and your concerns to a live session, and I'm going to coach you. We've got the Year of the Dangerous Woman Mastermind starting for our first group in January of 2023. And listen, if you want in this group, I want you to join the wait list ASAP. I already have several women who have raised their hands and are ready to really go all in 2023. And we're going to do a small group, because who wants to be in a group of 500 people, right? We want to have a small group. So there are only going to be about 10 women in this group. So I don't want you to miss out on starting in January. And then finally, I'm opening up 5 spots for one-on-ones in 2023 as well, for those who want to do deeper work, but they don't feel comfortable doing it in a group. There are benefits to both. I've been in group coaching, I've been one-on-one. Both of them are amazing if you come with the right mindset and you're ready to do your work. So that's a couple of different ways that you can go deeper in this work. There are going to be other ways, multiple levels for you to fit in wherever you are. I don't want you to not have the deeper coaching and accountability that I know makes a huge difference in your results and how quickly you will see change in your life. So I'm creating something for everyone. We've got this podcast, we've got the Facebook group. All you have to do is show up and do your work wherever you feel comfortable. The link to the masterclass and the group coaching program waitlist link will all be in the show notes and in the link in my bio on my IG profile. So let's keep the momentum going. I'm proud of you. Don't stop now. I hope you have an amazing week. God bless you, and I'll see you next Monday.